Well, this is another story that Swamiji told me several times. It is about the mind's attention. In Bhagavad Gita also, Shri Krishna has assured, if you are doing spiritual sadhana vigorously, if for some reason the physical life comes to an end on this earth, means if one dies or the physical body gets dropped, he says that such a sadhana will not go waste. In his next life also, such a person would definitely continue this spiritual sadhana more vigorously and would come into spiritual life much more earlier stages of his life that would always definitely continue. Swamiji used to tell, any sadhana that you do is like putting some amount into your fixed deposits. That will never go waste, and in due course of time, it will definitely give interest. Like this, he said. But on the other hand, if the mind gets deviated, distracted from your sadhana, some calamity, some disastrous thing also can happen. One should be careful, Swamiji always said, that one should not get attracted to the things of this world. One day he just saw a neighbor trying to fondle with his dog and said, look at this man, so much attached to this dog, but he doesn't show any attachment to God. He doesn't participate in any prayers. He's so worldly, totally. There is a danger that he can be reborn as a dog. Who knows? I asked, is it so, Swamiji? Swamiji said, yes. I'll tell you the story of Jadabharata. What happened to the great Tapasvin? In one of the lives, Jadabharata was a great Tapasvin, was doing tapas sadhana, staying in his ashram, far away from the worldly towns and societies and people, in a jungle. One day what happened, a water stream was flowing on the outside of his ashram borders, in which a deer's child, a small deer's child, came flowing because its mother had been killed by a leopard. So this saint rescued that deer's child and brought that deer to his ashram, started looking after. He knew that the mother was killed by a leopard, and that's why this child is orphan now. And he started thinking, I will have to look after. Nobody else can take care of this. So he started taking care of the deer's child. Some months passed by, perhaps a year or so. He had become so much attached to the deer's child, just like a mother would be attached to her own child. So naturally he had become so much attached. He was already old, he was doing tapas, but it was time. End of his life was coming. So one day he had to pass away from this physical world. But what happened before he passed away, before his physical body got dropped and dead, all the thing that came into his mind was that dear's child. As he was dying, he exclaimed loudly, oh God, now who is going to take care of this dear's child? I won't be in this world. And then he died like that. Because his mind was so much preoccupied with the attention of looking after a deer, in his next life, he was born as a deer. But only one positive thing, he had done a lot of tapas. Because of that tapas also, though a deer in the next life, he always got attracted to the places of saints, ashrams where rishis and sages lived, and they used to be doing sadhana, chanting of the mantras, by doing great homams also. So this deer was always attracted to such things, quietly used to enter the compound of an ashram and be sitting from a distance, used to automatically, unknown to it, it used to be getting attracted. So like this, though a deer, the whole life passed by, spending around the ashram in the midst of the sages. Look at the fun of this world. A dog that is born might be wandering in the streets like an orphan, may not be getting proper food. Another dog might be able to live in a palatial building, pampered by the masters like that one. Look at the destiny, how it plays. A person might be a beggar on the street, a person might be a king in the palace. In the same way, how difficult it is to get the company of sages and gurus always. It is not easy. Not without doing proper satkarmas, sadhanas, that you do get attracted to a saint, to adopt him as a guru, and that you get a chance to live or to sit at his lotus feet and get to listen to this type of beautiful stories. We were really so fortunate to sit at the lotus feet of our beloved Guru Swamiji. For us, it was Lord Shiva who had descended as a yogi into this world and who lived with us like God living with us. Well, continuing this story further, Swamiji told, like this, the deer's life throughout passed by, moving around the sages and going into the ashrams, getting attracted to the smell of the homams, fire, and the smoke that was coming, and the chantings of the great mantras. So one day, the deer's life also came to an end, and it passed away. The next life, he was again born as a human being. This time he was born in a small village. From childhood itself, he had lost his parents, but because of the previous lives' vasanas, he was already into the spiritual truths. He knew the depth of the spiritual truth. So he remained quiet and at peace always. He was living with his elder brother and sister-in-law. Sister-in-law always ill-treated him. She wouldn't give him proper food, properly cooked food. Whatever the leftover was there after getting spoiled, she used to throw him. She treated him like an animal. She always ordered him that he should look after the cows and buffalo and all such duties he was given at all time. He was given the duty to fill the water tank, to clean the utensils, to clean the home, dust it, everything. Everything he did quietly without protesting. He never demanded any good quality food or anything. He never demanded. If anything was given to him, he would eat. If it was not given, he would not demand. He would quietly sit in a corner. So everybody thought him to be an inert personality. That's why they called him Jadabharata. Jada means inert, does not react anything, quiet. They thought he is an idiot. He is totally foolish, whose brain does not work. But nobody understood that what a great saint he was. He was like already self-realized. That's why he was quietly, he accepted everything. One day what happened, the king's procession was going through that village. So this boy Jadabharata, he was a young man now. He was sitting quietly and absorbed in his own meditative thoughts of the self. So while looking after the cows and buffaloes. So he used to be quite dirty sometimes. No clothes were given to him properly. And then one of the persons, duty servant, who was lifting the palanquin of the king, he called this boy Jadabharata, asked him, look, you carry this palanquin of the king for some distance. I have some relatives in this village. I will go and quickly come back and join you. So the Jadabharata accepted and started carrying the palanquin with other servants. He never resisted, never objected, never reacted anything. After some time what happened, the king noticed that his palanquin was shaking very badly, as if it was into a turbulence. So he peeped outside and asked his servants, what's happening? Why are you making my palanquin shake so badly? So the servant said, Your Majesty, this is not we. This new boy who has taken over from our colleague, who went to see his relatives, who would be coming back to join us, is doing all these things. He's doing some strange things of jumping and taking up his legs and looking down his shoulders. So that is why this is shaking. Then the king asked him, "Who are you? Why are you doing like this?" Then Jadabharata said, "I am the soul who is in this body and who has come to this world. So you are seeing only my physical body. I am trying not to harm any other creature in this world always. So now also while walking and carrying your palanquin, I am trying that I do not step on any ants or any other worms. I am looking carefully. I am trying to avoid them. That's why this turbulence is happening. I'm really sorry for this, Your Majesty," he said. Then the king thought, "Oh, this is no ordinary man. Everybody must have thought very badly about him, misunderstood him." Then the king took him to his palace and gave him good bath and tried to ask him spiritual questions. Then Jadabharata gave all the knowledge, beautiful knowledge about the self, mind, and its imaginations, how one has to overcome, how one has to avoid getting attached to anything in this world. He said, while you try to be compassionate, while you love everything in this world, you love it as if you are loving God. See God everywhere. Then you would be able to love everyone and everything, yet you would not be getting attached in any way. That's how Swamiji advised after telling this story. This does not mean, he said, that you would hate or you would do not like anything in this world. You have to like. You can be compassionate to all creatures of this world. Any animal, you can be compassionate. Any human being you can love. But love and be compassionate as if you are loving your own self, as if you are loving God. Then you would be able to love everything, yet you would not get attached. Telling this story also, Swamiji looked at me mysteriously. I understood what Swamiji wanted to convey through this message, that we should never get attached to any object, any creature, come what may be. Though we will have to fulfill all our duties, that we will have to love everyone. We should be compassionate. We should consider about other creatures. Look at Jadabharata. When he was walking also, he was trying to be considerate to the small ants and worms. We don't take care of other creatures, let alone the fellow human beings of this world. We don't bother about them. We just want to develop ourselves. We just want to move forward, and we are ready to cut anybody's throat in such a cutthroat competition we are living in today's world. We must consider these truths and learn to have moral values, to consider about each other, love and honor each other. This is what this story teaches, the morality.